change the trajectory of the draft. Dexter Lawrence is a Bengal now, and the Giants have the 5th and 10th pick in the first round on Thursday. The Bengals, as you see here, the footage, look at the big fella, introducing their new D tackle earlier today. Here's what he had to say.
The saying kept coming to me, you got to be uncomfortable to get comfortable. And, like when this opportunity came, I jumped at it because I knew I was going to be uncomfortable. I got to learn a lot of new names, move to a new city and, bring my family and my dogs and find that place. So I knew it was going to be a little uncomfortable. That's the process, though. And I think I adjust well and I handle those things well. So I was just excited to be here, especially with my dog BJ, to play with him, get another opportunity to play with him and, take this thing to another level.
You don't have to take detailed notes on Dexter Lawrence. Those are guys you've known since he came into the draft, that you don't have to remind yourself the presence he has on the field and the way you have to game plan around him and the production he creates for those around him.
All right, we're going to talk about the Giants side in a little bit, but let's talk the Bengals side of this first, Adam. Why did they feel like this was the right deal for them?
Well, Laura, I think there are a couple of things to keep in mind here. Number one, I think that they have to make an effort for this team to win as soon as possible to prevent any speculation in the future about Joe Burrow's future in Cincinnati. If this team continues to struggle, there will continue to be questions about whether or not Joe Burrow would want to be there in the long term. And so the Bengals felt like to go out and get a player like Dexter Lawrence, who has been double-teamed consistently, who's been a top defensive tackle in the league, despite his down year last year. They felt like they were getting a player that would be better than any player they could get in the draft at number 10. And as they assessed the board, they felt like this was a no-brainer. And even if the defensive players fall off the board, it just reinforces the notion. So the Bengals were willing to do something that this organization never has done, and that's trade a top 10 pick in the first round for a veteran player. Never happened in Bengals franchise history, but they know what he can do for that defense. They know how important this year is to the franchise and to Joe Burrow, and they decided that now was the time to be ultra aggressive.
Chef, you said a mouthful in the beginning. This was a big part about Joe Burrow and putting the defense on the field that could solidify what they've been doing offensively. It's not that you have to be the best defense in the NFL. You just have to be middle of the pack. The dude was winning games with an awful defense and almost put themselves back in the playoff hunt. The other thing is this, too. They brought Bouye Mafe in the offseason, Jonathan Allen, another defensive tackle that's had really good runs at every stop that he's had, and now you add Dexter Lawrence. What couldn't this team do last year? They couldn't rush the pass outside of Trey Hendrickson, and they couldn't stop the run. Yeah. Now they fixed and bolstered both of that. The middle of this defense is going to be a problem for a lot of offenses when you start thinking about the physicality in which these guys play with, and Myles Murphy flashed as well. Here's the thing, too. If you're Cincinnati, when do you break the trend? When do you break the trend of being this conservative organization that don't want to go for it all? Now, a step in the right direction was the fact that you locked up T. Higgins and Jamar Chase under Joe Burrow's request. So I don't know how much credit I give them for making that decision, but these type of moves are championship mindset type moves, and I like the fact that Dexter Lawrence was a guy because now you have a real defensive identity when you bring him in.
I can't get over how much Marcus looks like Dexter Lawrence.
What?
We don't look alike.
What? Yo,
Dan,
100% look alike.
That's, you know what? There's something bad we could say about that. We're going to leave it, though.
Well, all black people look alike.
Hey,
all big dudes, all big black dudes look alike.
No, but y'all do.
Dan.
Dan. We don't look alike.
Marcus, all backup quarterbacks look alike. So
I mean, there's a little bit of reality to that.
I think that's true.
Y'all do, though.
They all leave two buttons unbuttoned on their shirt. I know that.
He's going to do a third, and we're all going to get nervous.
Can I ask you a question? Not nervous. What do you think is more impact? I don't know if I've ever asked you this. What do you think is more impactful or beneficial? A dominant interior guy helping their edge rushers, or dominant edge rushers helping interior guys?
I think it's a dominant interior guy. I've said this for a while, Dio. I thought every player that played with Aaron Donald benefited and got better. I thought every player that played with Chris Jones benefited and got better. And when you draft guys knowing that a guy is going to dominate a double team, now you can look at your edge rushers about who can win one-on-one.
Because it's like, can Boye Mafe become even better than he was?
Absolutely.
Or a Miles Murphy, can he show Shamar Stewart, their first-round pick from last year? Maybe they're not going to be stars.
But also, though, like to your point, I don't want people to forget, John Allen is a real good pass rusher from the interior as well.
Yeah.
So both of those guys will help benefit, but Dexter commands so much attention because you know you can't leave guards one-on-one with him. You know if the center slides to him, now they've solidified the other three technique position. But he's one of those, what Mike T call him, a force multiplier.
There we go.
Mike Tannenbaum.
Mike T makes
Mike
one.
Tannenbaum.
Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tannenbaum. Yeah.
Go ahead, Adam.
Dan, you and Adam look
And
alike.
I think Dexter Lawrence steps into a plate.
I don't know.
My bad.
I can tell you this, Marcus. I got a lot more hair on my chest than Dan.
Oh, that's why Adam doesn't do three
You got to
buttons.
shave it, Shefty. You got to manscape it.
I feel like I
Wow,
always
Dan
do
must be
this.
manscaped.
try to be
Okay,
serious about football.
anyway,
Mess it
we
up.
digress.
Yeah.
We digress. I think Dexter Lawrence is stepping into a place that's going to be quite comfortable. B.J. Hill is along the defensive line. He played with Dexter Lawrence in New York. They have T. Higgins there, two Clemson guys.
Yep.
I think this is a place where he's going to be excited to go. They're excited to have him. And again, I don't think we could emphasize enough how important this season is to Joe Burrow and making sure that it goes the way that the Bengals want. If it doesn't, I think there's going to be a lot of speculation that comes up in Cincinnati. If they win, everything's all good and it's quieted down. If it doesn't, a lot of questions will come up after the season.
All right. I like how Adam has to be the. Oh,
See, y'all
come
cannot
on.
tell me that y'all don't look alike.
They look totally different. I think they
You're
look totally
out of your
different.
mind, Laura.
Dan,
They're two
It's just how you-
enormous,
it's just how you
bald
see
black
it.
dudes.
It's just how you see it, Dan.
You have a beard and he
Okay,
doesn't.
and you guys, look at you two. Yeah. Twinsies.
Two
I don't know.
little
Hey, I don't know
white
who.
dudes.
I don't know who that's a compliment to.
with hair.
Maybe
like
we're all in a good place, you know?
Nobody looks
Everybody
like.
looks good.
I like how Adam had to get us back together there because I will just let it go because it's so entertaining to me. Adam's like, can I be the adult in the room
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
Hey,
Thank you,
later
Sheffy.
on, we are going to react to the Giants side of this
Yeah,
because now they've
yeah.
got the 5th and the 10th overall pick. How do they use it? We're just getting started on NFL Live with the 49ers extending
there I go
offensive
again.
tackle Trent Williams. Got start in L.A. where the Rams began voluntary workouts today.
Oh, Laura, with Puka Nacua at rehab earlier this offseason, he was back at work with the team today. A notable development is he was back in the building working out with this team. The Rams were happy to have him back, and that's certainly an encouraging sign for them. Obviously, his contract is still out there right now. We'll see what happens with that, but he's back with the team for now, and that's what matters. Meanwhile, the Colts, who signed Alec Pierce to that mammoth deal during the offseason, have lost him for the remainder of the offseason. Alec Pierce underwent ankle surgery. He'll miss the offseason program. The surgery was addressed to help him with a nagging injury that he played through last season that was bothering him. The Colts are hoping now he's ready for training camp and it won't be a long-term issue right now. And today, the Dallas Cowboys
Get your
kicker
money,
Brandon Aubrey became the highest paid kicker in NFL history, a 4-year, $28 million extension that included $20 million guaranteed. He was a restricted free agent. The deadline to sign him to an offer sheet from another team expired Friday. He had to be in Dallas, and he gets done that big deal. Another big deal that got done today. Trent Williams and the 49ers reaching agreement on a 2-year, $50 million deal that includes $37 million guaranteed. The deal essentially has been agreed to for a couple of weeks. They still were going over the language. The language was finalized today.